Hi guys, it's Laura and today I'm going to be doing my April wrap up and May TBR. So I read a total of 9 and a bit books this month and I am super proud of that. I will get to explaining the whole bit in a minute, but yes, I've got a lot of books to talk about, so I'm just going to get into it. The first 5 books that I read were the Selection series, which is The Selection, The Elite, The One, The Heir and The Crown by Kira Cass. I marathoned this series within the first 8 or 9 days of the month and I absolutely loved it. I gave The Selection a 4 stars, The Elite 4.5 stars, The One 5 stars, The Heir 4 stars and The Crown 3.5 stars. The first 3 books, which is the main trilogy, is about a girl called America who is chosen to take part in the selection, which is basically a competition to win Prince Maxen's heart. And not many people really care about the dystopian world, and that was kind of just there. It didn't really have that much of an effect, as it were. I really like the cute romance and the whole the relationship between America and Maxen building, and little plots that happened, and it was really cute. And I literally read this so fast. The next 2 are about they're basically about I don't know if it's a spoiler. Spoiler alert, if you've not read it and plan to, just saying, you might want to skip a few seconds. This is about her daughter, or their daughter rather. Basically, I didn't really like these as much as the original series. It was great to see the old characters coming back, older and more mature, and seeing what they've been through, but it kind of just felt like an unnecessary really. I mean, I did like them, but by the time The Crown got around, I was just like, it's not really important anymore, is it? But yeah, if I ever reread this series, which I probably will do, I'll only be rereading the first 3 because I really liked them, and this just was a bit of a unnecessary burden, as it were. I guess that's the best way. Yeah, okay. But I really enjoyed this series. The next book that I read was Saint Anything by Sarah Desson, and I loved this book so much. It was 4.5 stars. I thought this book was about, it's a girl called Sydney whose basically brother gets arrested. He is the limelight of the family and he gets arrested because he overdrink driving, and basically her whole world collapses and she's the only one thinking about the victim of the accident rather than her brother. And I thought it was her befriending the victim of the victim's family and the victim, but it's not. It's just her. She moves schools and she becomes friends with this family who owns a pizza parlor. Is that the right time of phrase? Okay, a pizza place basically. And she becomes friends with them, and then she meets Mac, and their relationship build. I thought it was really cute. I thought it was pretty simple as well, which was nice. It wasn't I don't know what the word is, full-blown romance, if you get what I mean. It was really nice, and I think I am going to be looking into more of Sarah Desson's book in the future. The next book that I read this month was Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson, and oh my god, I absolutely adored this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was the definition of perfect. It was so heart-wrenching and I cried because the topic in this story actually has a very impact on my life as well, and it just made me think of a bunch of things that happened in the past, and it was the emotions that the characters were feeling. I felt them with the characters, and I think that says a lot about Morgan Matson's writing as well. And I cannot wait to be able to read Since You've Been Gone and The Unexpected Everything this summer, because I have got them and I'm going to read them, and I absolutely love Morgan Matson, and she's definitely one of my favourite authors now, because this was just such a beautiful story. It's about a girl called Taylor Edwards whose family don't really talk very much and aren't that close. Then they hear some bad news and basically decide to spend one last summer up in their old summer house where she left a boy called Henry and her best friend Lucy 5 years ago, and basically she is a bit nervous about what's going to happen, basically. I guess that's the best way to describe it, and she's scared of what's going to happen, her past coming back to life basically. And it was such a good summer read and I loved it. The next book I didn't actually read. I did but I DNF'd it, and that is Stealing Snow by Danielle Page. I got 100, is it 100? Oh, I got further than I thought. I got 120 pages through this book and I just couldn't do it. I really did not like Danielle Page's writing. The character Snow was doing my head in. I felt like it was what's the word? she was trying to portray the character as a certain thing, and you're just like, she was trying to portray her as being angry, and she really just didn't come across as angry. She just come across as like, oh, I'm angry. I don't know. I apologize for anybody who does like Danielle Page's writing, but I really didn't. And a lot of people, I found on Goodreads that a lot of people didn't like this book of hers, but they did like Dorothy Must Die. But my friend didn't like that, so I don't think I'm going to try it. I probably won't be re-picking this up because I just wasn't into it in the slightest, and I couldn't do it. The next book that I read was Flawed by Cecilia Ahern. This was so good. Oh my god. I wasn't expecting to like love this book, but I gave this a 4.5 stars. My friend got me this for Christmas, and I generally was like, oh, okay, it sounds good, but I don't know if I like it. I absolutely loved it. It was perfect. Funny enough, that is the book of the second book in this series, which is quite ironic. But yeah, it's about a girl called Celestine North who lives in a world where you have to be perfect, basically, and if you are not perfect, you are flawed, and you literally get marked as being flawed, and you have to like live in certain way. And she goes through like very hard decision because of like one mistake that she made, and she starts to question the whole system because she thought the system was amazing and perfect and helped to like keep her world like constantly perfection. But now she's realizing that it's not right, and it's like it shouldn't be like this, and it doesn't matter if you're like flawed. And I think this is like a proper good message to send out. Like, everybody, the only way you're going to be perfect is if you have flaws. And I just thought that was a great message, and I cannot wait to be able to pick up the second one. I have only found it in hardback though, and that really annoys me because I have this in paperback, so I'm not going to get the hardback of one of them because those little things just frustrate me so much. But yeah, I'm very excited to pick up the next one. And the final book that I read this month was a reread, and it's To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I reread this because the third book of this trilogy was duology. Now its trilogy is coming out. Well, I have it, but it's coming out on the 6th of May. Yeah. Anyway, and I literally cannot remember or couldn't remember what the hell happened in this book. So I reread it and I loved it again, and I gave it 4 stars again because it's just perfect. The character Laura, basically it's about a girl called Laura Jean who basically writes letters to all the boys she loved to basically get over them and say goodbye, and somehow those letters get sent out, and it basically like creates a big problem for her, and so she like tries to fix it. And then yeah, I don't want to go into too much depth because it's a spoiler, but yeah, it's really good. It's a bit Laura Jean's personality is a bit cringy at times, but you know, it's a good cringy in a sense. Like, who doesn't want a bit of like, oh my god, why did you do that? But yeah, I really enjoyed this, and yeah. Now moving on to my May TBR. I have not got a big May TBR, to be honest with you, because exams are starting and I probably won't be able to read except like at 10 o'clock at night for half an hour, which is what I tend to do. But the first book on my TBR is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, which is the second book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy, and I have already started this. I started it this morning. I am a good 42 pages through. This is basically, I can't really go into what this is about without spoiling the first one, but let's just say what happens in the first one has an impact, and then she tries to fix it, and that's what this one's about. Best way I can describe it without spoiling it. But yeah, this one, I remember this one being a bit cringy because of something that happened, but yeah, very excited to remember this story. Next book on my TBR is Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han, which is the third and new book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. This one doesn't come out until Saturday, which is the 6th of May, and I don't understand how I got it 2 weeks early. I really don't. I'm very excited to find out what this is about. It's basically about Lara Jean's basically going into her senior year, and she's scared of everything that's going to change, because a lot of things are going to change. So I'm very excited to see how she's going to end this, because originally it was a duology and she had no intention of bringing out another book, and the second one ended like perfectly, and then she put it in the book. So I am curious to know what it's about. And the final book on my TBR is Cress by Marissa Meyer. I couldn't think of her name then. Marissa Meyer. This is the third book in the Lunar Chronicles, and I believe this is a retelling of Rapunzel, and I love Rapunzel. I mean, I love Tangled, which is basically Rapunzel. So yeah, I'm very intrigued by this. I cannot go into too much depth because obviously it's the third book in the series, but I'm only reading 3 books this month because this is like how long is it? I thought it was 600. It's not. It's 550, which is close enough. So it's quite big. I just like, I've been in the mood to read this book like for a long time, because I don't know if any of you have ever heard of Beth Crowley or Crowley, something like that. She basically writes songs about books, and she has got one called Midnight, and that is about Cinder from the Lunar Chronicles. And I've been listening to it loads, and it's just been getting me in the serious mood. Plus, I bought Winter, so I have Winter now, so I want to read Winter in summer, so I figured I'd read this now, because I can't read Winter until I've read this, so yeah. But I'm very, very excited to read this, because I absolutely love the Lunar Chronicles, and I can't wait to get back to, like, Cinder will obviously appear in this, and Scarlet, and I really love them, so I'm very, very excited. So that was all for my April wrap-up and May TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you again soon with another video. Bye, guys!